Join us on BCCTV for a new series titled Community Circle.
It's diversity, resilience, and the spirit of community.
You know, who has inspired you and why their story is important.
Perseverance is supposed to be sitting in the bus and have a white person.
I think that you should say that because I'm thinking of Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Welcome to Community Circle. Hello viewers, how you all doing? My name is Ukela Prince and I'm glad and thrilled to welcome you one more time to the Community Circle. Today I have a special guest with me here in the studio. As a matter of fact, I didn't know him to be a politician, but he's not a politician. So, I will introduce him. The last time I met him, I'm not sure he was a politician. So he will tell me when he became a politician. But I could remember vividly, I was asking him, and I said, "Are you sure you're not going to run for an office?" He said, "Well, let's see how it goes in the future." But I think today, I am glad to announce to you that I have someone special who will be running for the office of the MPP in Brampton South. And he is a visionary leader committed to social progress and civic responsibility. He's a trailblazer with a proven track record of leadership across sectors, positioning him as a dynamic force in public service. At present, he's serving as Director of IT on Ontario Centre of Innovation and 111 Startup Incubator. This great man with me here is recognized for his ability to harness technology to solve complex challenges, streamline operations, and enhance productivity. His entrepreneurial background as the founder of CCITS, combined with his work at Amazon, Apple, MDA Space, and PARIKH, showcases his knack for innovation, problem solving, and adaptability. Key traits of a successful political leader. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Mr. BHAVIK PARIKH.
Thank you.
BHAVIK, good day. Nice having you in the studio today. How are you?
Very good, Prince. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Excellent.
I'm good.
Excellent.
Nice having you. You know, like I was telling my viewers, I said the last time we met, I wasn't sure you were a politician at that point in time. So tell me, what changed?
So that's the beauty of life, you know. Change is nothing but the mindset, right? We know that, you know, we want to serve to the community. We see the issues around us, but you know how to address them. Somewhere you have to come up, stand up for your own goodness and for your community. And you know, this was the time that I realized that, you know what, this is, I want to do it. I want to become a politician. I really want to serve my community. And I'm here.
Wow. You know, as a candidate of the Liberal Party of Ontario.
That's right.
You believe in a vision of Ontario that works for everyone.
Absolutely.
You also said you will invest in people. Mm-hmm. You will support small businesses.
Yes.
Creating jobs and building opportunities that work for everyone.
Absolutely.
Not just the privileged few.
No.
You also said you will fight for affordable housing and affordable healthcare. Mm-hmm. Because every Ontarian deserves a home they can call their own.
Absolutely. And
a healthcare system that is there when they need it most.
Yes.
That's interesting. Yeah. So I believe Brampton South is in for a great time, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm sure I'm representing them here in the Black Community Canada TV studio. So I will be throwing some of the questions to because I see your manifesto and I see here you say accessible healthcare, affordable housing, safe neighborhoods, strengthen communities, and you talked about also auto insurance.
That's right.
So tell me, first and foremost, let's start with this. I want to know what inspired you to run for office in Brampton South, and what's your vision for the community's future. Let's hear it from your mouth. You know, so let it not be what I read to the people. So tell us why and what's your vision for the community's future.
Yeah, Brampton is my heart. You know, Brampton has given me a lot. My family started in the city of Brampton, and my two kids born in Brampton. and they are growing like, age 10 and 13. So they are still young. My wife and myself, we both established our life, and we grew in such a level that we can be proud for our community. I'm very, very thankful to Brampton. In addition to that, for the community, I have worked like tirelessly. I have worked in the different direction. The direction is of health. The one direction is for, like I can say, in the green energy and the world, which is like tree planting initiation. I have worked for the food bank donation drive and much more. We want to keep our culture, we want to keep our diversity alive in such a way that we are helpful for each other in the positive way. I feel that Brampton is the best city to live. We call it Flower City. And the city, we really want to celebrate our diversity and stay vibrant. So that's the reason Brampton South I have picked, and it is my first choice to run as an individual candidate.
So what are your priorities for Brampton South? Sorry.
Yeah.
How do you plan to also address them?
I personally feel, Prince, that this is a very interesting time we are going from, and the healthcare is the number one issue here. We are growing so much. In Brampton South, there is no hospital. And if you look at carefully, the population is 137,000 plus population just in Brampton South. Out of that, we are official 80,000 plus electoral voters. And how many doctors do we have? Very few. How many hospitals do we have? None. And how many healthcare educational institutions are there? Not really much. So this is the time where we really need to bring in the diverse skills and diverse experience to make our Brampton South vibrant. It is a very high time that we can deliver in such a way that nobody will be having an issue for the healthcare. Every intersection we will have a doctor and pharmacy. Every intersection we will have the facility to give you the right appointments at the right time. No patients or no citizen will be without doctor's appointment or standing in the queue for a very long time. This is the Brampton South.
Now you are running under the Liberal Party platform. So how does this platform align with the needs and concerns of Brampton South residents?
It's very straightforward. Brampton South is a kind of very much fitting in the manifesto of Ontario Liberal Party.
Don't you think people are looking for a change?
That's the reason that the change is required. The change what we need in the Ontario, or I would say in Brampton South, is all about the affordability. It is all about the health care. It's all about the education. So for me, definitely it is a high time that in the change perspective, Liberals can deliver the commitment what they have shown on their manifesto. And this change is going to be a good for the people. Always remember that Ontario Liberals have worked very hard in the past, and they have of course had some issues, but at the same time, which party don't have? Now the party has grown much bigger, and it is coming back very strong under the leadership of Bonnie Crombie. And I assure you that we will deliver with the right people, right opportunities and right experiences from the party. The party is a very young, in a way that young or youth people have been given an opportunity to serve as a candidate for you. And I assure you that this will work very positive for the community.
So I think one of the areas also that the residents of Brampton South would want to, hear you address, it's, the fact that we've always had representatives, right, in the legislature and all that. So you coming under this party, now one of the questions we'll ask, how do you plan to engage with Brampton South residents and ensure that their voices are heard at the Queen's Park?
It's a very good question, actually. This is the right time that, we do not just need to engage with the community leaders. We need to engage with actual community, individuals. Their voice is very, very important at the Queen's Park. I would recommend, or I will really, really make sure for our community to be heard there directly without me having a filter in between. Community need to be there in our town hall meetings. Community need to be there in our sessions, the live sessions. And community need to be coming up with the right ideas. For every intersection, I would say, let's create our own section to make sure that, we can bring our issues forward and also solutions. And we can work together on that.
One of the things that citizens are skeptical about. They feel that most times politicians, during the elections, you say a lot of things.
That's right.
And so most times they find it difficult to stand with, some of the things that the politicians are saying. Now, this will be your first election, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Now, so I believe Bramptonians, especially those from the south, will be glad to see you, running or vying for this office. And they want to believe that what you are telling them, they should be able to hold you accountable for these things.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking at this. What strategies would you propose to promote economic growth and development in the Brampton South?
Okay. Previous question, I would just say one thing here. I want to add this comment that, I'm coming from the middle class family, right? I'm a son of immigrants. And for me, coming out of the 9-to-5 zone and working as a politician is just nothing but talking as you in the Queen's Park. Let's talk about the economic and the business plan. We really need to work on our economic trades and relations within the community first. We are talking international, fine. We have to be more vocal for local. We really need to work hard on that. We are not promoting enough our own businesses within the communities. We are not reaching to our own people in terms of our voice. Let's just think about the innovations. How many innovations are happening on the local, at the Ontario level? It's continuous. And how much we have got out of it? Very, very few outputs, and it hasn't even reached. Some of the output actually has reached to United States, but not to our own citizens. So it is a high time that we create an ecosystem under which we all work together and give the benefit to our own people first. I think it is a very good time that we are going through, where businesses are actually require a new opportunities, a new relationship, probably the outside of the province, and we can do a greater business within the Canada inter-provinces.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. One area you talked about also is the area of healthcare, and I think you emphasize a lot on that.
Yeah.
So, looking at healthcare, looking at education, how would you address the healthcare and education needs of Brampton South residents, particularly in light of recent challenges that we can see all around? So how do you want to do it?
Right. So I have what I have always faced with the healthcare is the emergency wards are not giving you appointment in the right time. When I am going to emergency expecting that I will be served in next 15 to 20 minutes, no, it is happening after 4 hours. Like I'm getting to be served, and sometimes the whole hospital is so packed that I just get myself served in the foyer. There is not even proper surgical wards here. So for that matter, we need not only 1 or 2 hospitals, but we need more hospitals within the Brampton itself. Our hospitals are not built as per the demographics. The population demographic have to be completely considered when we build the hospital. That's number 1. Number 2, mental health. absolutely this issue has to be taken care widely. Our audience, including our youth, are getting into depression. Have you heard this term, depression for youth? Like, youth is a very fluffy, they're like always in the sporting attitude, they're always playing, but no, that is not happening. Youth are getting under depression through the competition, through the different channels. I think we need to help them out. And how we can help them out? Well, let's make Brampton South as in set an example of with the happiness ecosystem. Our own city has to be served and getting the surveyed that how many people are happy in this city. Just look at the happiness.
If I may come in, I would appreciate if you can tell Brampton South residents, looking at this, talking about building hospitals. So, how practical is this within your time in office? You're talking about maybe adding up to about 2 hospitals or so or more. How practical is that? How are you going to achieve this?
Right. Conservatives were in here for 8 years, right? How many hospitals did they able to make? They have just promised. They have said that yes, we are coming up with the 1 hospital. And yes, it is going to start. Still, the building hasn't started yet. I don't want to, give you the false promises. The 4 years time is more than enough to start the hospital, the new building of the hospital. We just need our own land. Our city should have our land dedicated just for the healthcare business or the healthcare system. And that has to be implemented. 4 years is a good time, my friend.
Do you mean starting or completing in 4 years' time?
Absolutely, it is possible in 4 years' time.
To get it completed?
Absolutely.
How many should we expect?
We should have the 2 to 3 hospitals coming up in Brampton.
2
Not
to
1,
3.
Just 1 hospital.
Hospitals.
Yeah.
So Bramptonians, especially those from the southern community, will be holding you accountable for that.
Well, I would say that
absolutely
we need to have the hospitals across the Brampton, as I mentioned. For Brampton South, I am expecting 1 hospital to be there.
Okay.
At least in my city, in my area. 1, not only hospital, but to support the hospital, we need the education system, which we need enough doctors and nurses to come in the hospital and work.
Okay.
We are having a very bad scarcity.
So you're looking at also creating opportunity for employment?
Absolutely. This is the high time that, once the 1 hospital comes in the system, many job opportunities come, and that is something, I'm looking at it. Every hospital, when it comes with the particular minimum size, easily we can have about between 7 to 8,000 people or 10,000 people working there day and night, because it is a 24/7 business, and we need enough doctors and nurses to keep rolling and helping our own patients.
Interesting. All right, we'll be going on a short break, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, see you soon. Thank you.
This is Community Circle.
Welcome back, viewers. This is the Community Circle, and I still have with me here Mr. BHAVIK is here with me. BHAVIK, how are you doing?
Very good.
So thank you for the first segment. You touched on healthcare. So can you let's hear your plan on education. So before we move to 1 or 2 things I need to ask you before we bring this interview to a close.
For the education, I personally think that our students are there in the community. There's a lot of students. Okay, we don't have enough schools, by the way. We have the scarcity of schools. In addition to that, we have a scarcity of teachers, that's the staff. And thanks to previous government, which has cut the budget for education big time. And because of that, our educational staff has gone on the strike for multiple times. So then this has to be absolutely taken care. Liberals can really deliver on these promises. We want to make our education system strong. The second point for the education perspective is our students choosing the right stream. Somebody wants to go to IB, somebody wants to go to SciTech, somebody wants to go to arts and technology. So many programs are there, so many School's supposed to be there. We have one school in the whole Brampton for one program. We are not having enough schools across the Brampton. My riding people already are suffering with the schools actually. We don't have enough schools in our riding. And for that matter, they have to travel from one to another with the travel time of 30 to 40 minutes. Imagine students are spending more and more time traveling and not actually studying. This is it's misfortunate that we have to go through this issue. I would say that it is a high time that again come forward and work together on the education system.
Okay, interesting. I want to put this question to you. Brampton South is one of the most diverse ridings in Ontario. Do you believe?
Absolutely.
You agree?
Absolutely.
Okay. So how would you promote diversity and inclusion in the community?
See, it is a very interesting question. We are very fortunate that we have so many different cultures living around us. We should be thanks to whoever divinity you are believing in. You should be thanks to your own family people like your parents that because of them we are here. And we should be thanks to all our community people here around us that we are learning from each other. We are working with each other. We are want to celebrate that cultural diversity together. Let's make it more vibrant. We should be having a more engagement in terms of cultural programs. We should be having different dances like dances from Africa, dances from India, dances from maybe Saudi Arabia, whatnot from China, right? We need to celebrate that. We need to have that more cultural diversity and the festivals so that, it's not only about one particular person. When one festival from one particular community is being celebrated, let's all come together. It's not only them. We are also supporting them and we should be celebrating with them.
So you're saying you're going to make this happen?
I'm going to work on it, absolutely, and I'm going to make this happen. I really, really want to work with all the communities to make the Brampton more vibrant.
Now, let me be selfish a little bit. As a black, I will ask, what should the black community expect from you?
Always I believe in diversity. At the same time, I really respect the black culture. The black life matters. And I just don't say this. I really work with them. I really admire their energy. I have seen black people or black community working with immense of energy, with immense of dedication and commitment. They are so hardworking people and they are also intellectuals. So we should not be, discounting this particular portion. We really, really need to work with them and let them come forward. I feel personally sometimes that it is sad that we are not, should not use the word leverage, but I would say as a community, we should be leveraging with each other. At the same time, we should be helping and celebrating with each other. Again, the community has worked in every area. That community has worked in the healthcare. It has worked in the education. It has worked in the transportation. It has worked in the technology and innovation. Finance. By the way, my CFO is also already from the black community. So I just want to say that, this is very interesting that we have to be celebrating this more and more.
Interesting. I know this, possibly you will say is a federal issue, but I want to, because there are a few things you mentioned, especially when I look at education, there are a lot of international students who want to, come into Canada to study and all that. And this also is generating income and wealth for people as well as, school owners and all that, teachers and quite a lot of things. We're also helping the economy. How would you push in this regard?
Because you talked about establishing more schools and also more teachers and all that. So also there are a lot of international students who would want to come to places like Brampton to come and study. So how would you look at this? Also putting in mind the immigration laws and challenges and all that is also going through, and also the presently what's going on and what some other people are talking about who don't know who will be the next prime minister for now. So peradventure, so we don't know. So now, so Canada is also careful over so many things on immigration. So how would you work in this life if you become the MPP?
Yeah. So my priority for the international students would be, when they come here, first of all, why do they want to come here? Why do they want to come and work and live and study in Brampton? It is very important that we should understand that first. It's not only one community. I'm talking about the international students. That's a whole big, diverse community who really want to come and work here in Canada, I'm saying. Brampton is one of the best city to live in. They will enjoy the definitely a cultural parts, diversity and the food for sure. But the most important thing is that we need to have more businesses. We have lots of homes here, but we don't have enough businesses in this city. So this we have to learn from our neighbor city called Vaughan. That we need to have enough businesses as well as the enough community area to live. So I think it is a high time that Brampton welcomes international students, no problem. They can come and live and study here. And I'm sure that they will learn, we have amazing Humber College, we have a Sheridan College. They will learn a lot and they will be able to get into our mainstream education and the job market, no problem. But for them to survive here, it will be a challenging initially. The way right now we are living in the market, it is not so highly welcoming for the international students. I would be working on that. I will absolutely sending my voice to the federal, whoever the party will be. And my voice will be only for one thing, that international students, when they're coming here for education, they're also bringing their own capital. They're bringing their money to survive and invest in your city and your country, in your province. We should not be blindsided with that. Let that come in. At the same time, it is our duty, it is our responsibility that for their survival, we grow our job market. Our local job market is still not highly impressive. It is a compromise rather. And my primary duty will be that how to grow the jobs for the youth. By the way, it is not only about the international students. It is about our own children, our own kids who are actually born and brought up in this country. They're supposed to be also getting a jobs. How are they going to get jobs when job scarcity is so high? Don't just think right now. Think from here to 2050. Is our future generations going to get the jobs? Is my grandchildren will have a job? Well, that is the vision we need to grow with.
Okay, thank you very much. Another issue I'm also considering, Brampton is increasing in population almost daily, and housing is an issue.
That's right. So Brampton city has, I think, already has reached its upper limit to build the houses. And for me, I always say that, look for house in some other city. Don't come to Brampton because we have enough people in the city now. We cannot just go, and just start building that one room hall kitchen houses. I mean, I'm seeing that a lot in Brampton West, by the way. So it looks like that, we are so desperate to have people in our city so that they can keep paying taxes and they can keep running our show.
Yeah, right.
But that doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. How will they their job survival. How will they, if they don't have a job, if they don't have, their businesses are not running, how will they survive? If they cannot survive, you know what? Those houses will become a government homes at some point. And who will pay the rent? Government, not our own people. Because you know what? The way this city and this province is growing, we should not be just focusing everything on one city. At the same time, I would say people who are already living here, existing citizens, those citizens, you know, for their survival, the affordability is the major challenge. If you look at the goods, that goods are very expensive. Inflation is very high. And why it is high? Let's not just complain about the tariff here, by the way. It is not the tariff. It is our own country and our own people who have, you know, bring these prices so high up. And we have to make sure that, you know, our own government work on this now and bring the price down so that our survival becomes very easy.
Okay, thank you. I have a question that is ringing in my mind, and I'm trying to push it away. I'm trying to avoid it, but I'm not. I think it's necessary that you'll be able to answer that, because I have a few questions I want to ask you before we close. So I'm trying not to put that in, but I think it's necessary that I put that in because it's coming. I'm trying to push it out. It's still coming. So before I get there, now let's look at environmental concerns. What steps would you take to address environmental concerns in Brampton South, such as pollution and climate change? In the area of collaboration and bipartisanship, how do you plan to work with colleagues from other parties to advance the interest of Brampton South residents?
Again,
number one is an environmental challenge.
Sure.
So
my you know, I'm a big fan of green energy. At the same time, I'm you know, grateful to our environment, our you know, our parks, our city, who has really worked hard during the summertime, you know, and to make sure that they maintain the parks and you know, promote the tree planting within the city. I think, you know, in last few years we have seen that community is not able to engage themselves in tree planting, and that is something very unfortunate. There are multiple reasons for that. It's not only the city who is to be blamed for. It is the, you know, the funding which is required to make sure that we have enough tree planting happening across the parks of the Brampton city. So that funding, which is supposed to be coming not only from the city but also from the provincial level. Provinces also have to work with the corporates and the manufacturing units. Let's just make sure that, you know, the pollution level coming out of those corporates and the manufacturing units have to be reduced. You know, we are innovating, but we are not innovating enough. AI is the one part of the world, but there are many other parts of the world which needs to be addressed through the technology and innovation and science, of course. So our research has to be more focused towards the green energies and bring those green energies through the different sources. Also, let's not discount the companies or the corporates who are already working on the green energy initiatives. There are many companies who are actually startup companies in Ontario, and they have to be more focused on the green energy initiatives. And what they need is they need our support.
okay.
So how do we support them? Well, number one is to promote them, so that, you know, they can sell their products to our own community. They can be also leveraged through, you know, again, vocal for local. So I want to buy those products for myself and I want to use them. And that is the second one, which we really want to do that. And there are many agrotech, fintech industries which are heavily investing in the green energies. And I think we really need to take care of our Mother Earth in such a way that, you know, our future generation appreciate that, you know what, Dad, you did a great job by taking care of my land.
No.
And I'm breathing the right air here. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, this question that has been coming, I think it won't be fair for me not to ask this. Your position on this, and do you think Canada's response is actually on the right direction? I'm talking about the U.S. and Canada issue
Right.
presently. So, looking at this? What's your view? What's your take on this? Checking at what has been said, how Canada is responding. Even as at yesterday or so, if I'm not mistaken, a few days ago, there's a lot of response with NATO, with EU, and all that. So, the taxation and some of the things that have been said, even Doug Ford has said quite a lot of things in that regard as regards Ontario and all that. So, what's your take on all of this?
Well, first of all, United States imposing the tariff is not a right thing for Canada, and it's not right thing behalf of the Americans as well. It is like, yes, Canada may have gone through some challenges in the past, and if you want us to work on that, we are ready to work on it. But that does not mean that you can just impose a tariff and start the trade wars and don't do the business or degrade our business, basically. I tell you what, it's not us but them getting more disadvantage. They are not going to be getting more benefit from Canada. As a Canadian citizen, I absolutely oppose that I don't want any tariff coming from the country in such a high margin that we cannot even survive with each other. And at the same time, I don't want America has been our friend for so long time. Why would I just fight with that country? That is my friend. That is my big brother, right? I really want to work with my big brother in such a way that I rather add the value in that country and help my own citizens as well. So, tariff is not a right thing. Now, second thing, I should not be blaming tariff all the time just to, improvise my business, because I need to find a way to, because what if the tariff is there? Now, my business has to continue. And for that, we have to find the innovative tricks. We have to have the different routes to grow our business. We need to build our new relationship with the new partners so that, we can continue our trade.
So you agree with the response from Canada?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. That's what I want to know. Okay, so as we close, I want you to tell us what personal qualities and experiences make BHAVIK PARIKH the best candidate to represent Brampton South in the Ontario legislature.
By profession, I have been a technologist, science and innovation believer. I really want to bring the certain solution for our country or our province or my Brampton South riding in such a way that our lives can be much more easier. But that does not mean that I am going to take away the jobs. I am not promoting any such skills which will take away jobs, but rather it will grow and add more jobs in our economy. The second thing which I have is the passion for yoga and meditation, which is the best solution for our mental health. I will recommend every individual to learn yoga and meditation. And you know what? We will have the solution centers for this mental health on every second intersection, probably, so that people can come forward and take the sessions. And I know a lot of teachers here who can help us with that.
Free of charge?
We will start with the free of charge. So to build the relationship, definitely we will like to also bring the community engagement, and that is my third strong my passion. That I really want to work for community, and probably community is going through a tough time in every sectors. I mean, if I do a happiness survey today within my city or within my riding, I'm sure that it will not be very impressive. So let's work on that. I will continue to engage the community And probably we will work on the happiness ministry, where we will have the ministry who will be taking care of our own people across the province. And are they happy today?
Happiness ministry.
Absolutely.
Guys, you heard that. So we look forward to happiness ministry. Time is not our friend anymore. So I would have loved to hear more about this happiness
Sure.
ministry.
Thank
But
you.
maybe some other time, or by the time you become the MPP,
Yes.
which we talk to you on, and let's discuss this happiness ministry.
Absolutely.
Because I believe residents of Brampton South would want to really look into this happiness ministry.
They need
Because
to
everybody-
laugh more, they need to smile more, they need to be happier more.
Wow.
Right?
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. And we wish you good luck.
Thank you.
And we look forward to another opportunity to discuss with you, probably as the next MPP.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, viewers, that's our show for today. It's nice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging on. Thank you for staying. And then thank you for also sending in your comments. You have more questions you want to send to Mr. BHAVIK, please do well to send them. And naturally, we will send them directly to him and he will respond. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good night.
This is Community Circle.